Hey everyone, today I went ahead and filmed this really soft romantic look for y'all. I love this look. You can wear it daytime, nighttime, for any special occasion. It's really simple to recreate. I use quite a bit of product. You don't have to use what I use, just use what you have and kind of tweak some things here and there. I hope y'all enjoy this video. If you want to learn how to get this look, just go ahead and keep on watching. So first, I'm going to start off by priming my face because we want our makeup to last all day long and last a very long time. I'm going to use this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I spray mine in an X and a T motion on my face. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. Anytime you do makeup on yourself or others, you always want to make sure that your hands are clean. You know, we don't want to spread any bacteria on yourself or others. I'm just getting over a cold, so if my voice sounds a little weird, that's why. I'm going to go ahead and prime my T-zone, and I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. And I only take a little bit on my finger, and then I spread it around between these two fingers, and then I tap it in my T-zone wherever I have the biggest pores, and it also helps keep me matte. And then I'll take whatever's left over and bring it down into my chin. Basically, I want to keep it right here because I have dry skin, but I do notice that my forehead and above my brows, I tend to get shiny throughout the day. So this helps keep me matte a little longer. And you don't want to swirl it in, you want to just pat it into your pores. I'm going to go ahead and move on to my eyes. I do my foundation last just to avoid any fallout onto my face. And my favorite primer at the moment for my eyeshadow and my eyes is the I Heart Stage eyeshadow base by Essence. It's like I think $3 or something. I get mine at Ulta and it's really, really good. It helps keep my eyeshadow from creasing and it really does make my eyeshadows stay on all day long. I just use my finger and pat it in and make sure it's all blended out. And then I prime underneath my eyes and I use the Benefits Puff Off. The reason why I prime my eyes is because I do have like a couple of fine lines underneath my eyes. I notice that if I don't use this, concealer tends to crease on me a little bit faster. So I'll just go ahead and let that sit there and dry for a second. Let's do the eyes first. Today I'm going to use my Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay. This palette has really pretty rose tones to it. I always like to start off on my crease. I'm going to go ahead and use this fluffy brush. It's a dual-ended brush. I got these from Walmart and they're really, 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 really soft and they're really good. Fluffy side of the brush, I'm going to take the color Limit right here. You barely want to tap it in like 2-3 times and then just tap off the excess. So I start off on the outer corner always and then work my way to about here. And I don't just do windshield wiper motions, I like to swirl my brush at the same time. I'm going to go back and build it up some more. Just continue to blend, like literally, like the key to a really good eyeshadow look is blending. I think I'm going to use this new pigment I got from Makeup Geek in Vegas Lights. It's going to make it even on both sides because you can't have one eye darker than the other. So once I have the crease shade, I'm going to go ahead and work on the shade of the eyeshadow I'm going to put all over the lid. This eyeshadow here called Burnout. I'm going to apply this all over my lid. This brush here, it's another dual-ended brush. It's a concealer brush, but I use it for eyeshadow or concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and just swipe it into the color, tap off any excess, and apply it all over my lid. To get the most pigment out of your shadow, you want to pat it on and like softly swipe it over the lid. The more eyeshadow you apply, you want to pat it in and sweep it a little bit. But always to get the most pigmentation, you want to pat it onto your lid. I'm going to go back with the crease shade. Take some of that on and help blend the lid shade and the crease shade together. Just like that. Go ahead and take this e.l.f. glitter primer. I'm going to use this for pigment. And I'm just going to apply a little bit onto the center of my eyelids. Just a little bit. Tap it on to the center. I'm going to take this flat synthetic brush. I'm going to tap some onto the lid. Just take some on my brush. And then apply it. Just pat it right in the center. going back with the brush that we applied the eyeshadow with, you want to blend that out. So there's not just like a harsh line of where that shadow begins and ends. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye. I feel like every time I do my makeup, I see like my eyeshadow and I'm like, oh, this looks funky. But then once I'm done like with my face and stuff and I see it all come together, somehow magically it all just looks really good. So now I'm going to take this black eyeliner. This is by L'Oreal, the Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner in just the shade black. And do the same thing on this eye. I'm going to take this EssentialTools double-ended brush with a smudger side, and I'm going to smudge that up. And you just want to move the brush back and forth, just literally smudging out that line. And just take that up just a little bit on the outside. And I'm not going to bring this all the way into my inner corner. I'm going to go ahead and turn my brush to its side and drag that black liner, smudge liner, up above right here on my outer V. I'm doing this because I'm going to apply a darker shadow here, and I kind of want to use that as a dark base for it, so I don't have to apply so much shadow there. Going with the blending side of this brush, I'm going to go ahead and take dark side, this color right here. Just literally just tap my brush like once. And then just concentrate swirling that color right here on the outer V. Just barely working it up into that crease shade. Just keep the darkness right here on the outer corner. And go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Just barely tap it in once and blend that color right here on the outer corner and barely into that crease. So I want to look into a mirror, look straight into a mirror and make sure both eyes are looking even. And I'll usually go ahead and one more time with the crease brush. Just blend everything so it's nice and seamless. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows off camera and I'll be right back. Go ahead and do my foundation. So today I'm going to use my MAC Studio Fix Fluid in shade NC20. I'm pretty light. So I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. I don't have a pump. Say about this much. I'm going to just take my brush, put a little bit on my brush, and I always start on my T-zone and then I blend my foundation out when I do this. So I just dab a little bit on to my T-zone and do circular motions and patting it in. And I don't put a lot of foundation under my eyes because I feel like the more product you put underneath your eyes, the more it can crease. You gotta be very careful around the brows. So I just kind of turn the brush on the side and barely put any right here. I really like this foundation. If you're going for a full coverage look, if you're just looking for a day-to-day look, I wouldn't wear this on a day-to-day basis. You always want to remember to take your foundation down onto your neck, because I can't tell you how many times I see girls where their foundation stops here and I just want to like rub it down their neck. When I want my makeup to last a long time, I go back all over my face and just tap everything in. I'm going to go ahead and conceal under my eyes, and I'm going to use MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. This concealer, you have to be really careful when pumping out your product. So I'm literally going to concentrate and squeeze out just a drop like this, and then rub it with these two fingers. And I like to put my concealer in a triangle motion and start from my inner corner and then work it out. But I focus most of my product on the inner part of my under eye. That's why I don't apply my inner corner highlight on my shadow looks until after I've applied my concealer. Because if I were to have applied eyeshadow on my inner corner, this concealer would just take it all off right now. This is literally my favorite concealer because everything creases under my eyes. And this is like the only one that doesn't crease as bad. I'm going to take this Real Techniques contour brush. I love using this to blend out my concealer. And I just kind of tap everything in, starting from in here, because it fits like literally right in the inner corner where I want to conceal. And I kind of like to go in with my finger too. So as soon as I get all that blended out, I'm going to hurry up and get my setting powder and set underneath my eyes. And my favorite setting powder is a Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. So I just take whatever's on the cap, dab my brush in. I'm using the e.l.f. Mineral Powder Brush. And I like to look up and just put that in. Tap that in underneath my eyes. This is literally the best powder I've used underneath my eyes. So now I'm going to go ahead and move on into my lower lash line. I'm just going to take a little bit of the crease shade and smudge this on my lower lash line. Now taking the same eyeliner I used to smudge out my upper lash line, I'm going to apply just a tiny bit on my lower lash line. Not in my waterline, but on the lower lash line. Just a tiny bit and very, very lightly. And I'm going to stop on the middle, in the center of my eye. Taking the same brush I used to smudge up top, I'm going to smudge this. And I like to bring it out here, and the same on this side. I'm going to go back one more time and blend everything out. Taking this pointy pencil brush side, I'm going to take the color Strange right here. Take that onto the pencil side of this brush. Just highlight my inner corner. I love highlighting my inner corner because it really just brightens up any look. It makes you look more awake. You want to make sure you blend that into the eyeshadow too. With that same color, same brush, I'm going to highlight right here. I'm going to apply some mascara, just a real light coat of mascara on my top lashes, because I'm gonna apply a half strip of lashes on my outer corner. I like to apply mascara before I put on any false lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the glue on my lashes so I can get tacky. And these are some Ardell lashes that I just cut in half, and I'm using the Revlon lash glue. I like that it has the wand because it just makes it so much easier to apply the glue. Tiny bit on the lash band. I used to struggle putting on false lashes, but literally the key to applying false lashes is to let the glue get tacky. And to bronze and contour, I'm going to use my Anastasia contour kit. And to bronze up my face, I'm going to use this color here with this big bronzing brush. Just dust a little bit on the back of my hand, just so I don't put too much on my face. And I like to start back here. And bronzing basically is just to give you some color to your face. Same color on the side of my brush. Kind of blend it on my forehead. And take a little more and bring it down onto your neck. So I'm going to take the same bronzing brush, but I'm going to just turn it on its side. Get some product, tap it off, and turn my face to the side. And apply that just right here. And if you don't know where to contour, all you have to see is the top of your ear, and it kind of just goes down. And you want to stop halfway in your eye. You don't want to bring it all the way down to your mouth. Now I'm going to use the same brush I used to set my under eyes, and I'm going to take this banana powder and kind of go right underneath. Tap it in to sharpen up that contour line. I'm going to stop right here on my face and just apply my falsies. I'm just going to go ahead and pop those in on my outer corner. And I like to look down into a mirror, close my eye a little bit, and just pop those on. I'll let those lashes sit there for a second. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to my blush. I'm going to take my NARS blush in Orgasm, which is a really pretty peachy pink with like gold shimmer. Just smile and kind of just pounce that on there and then blend it back. I like a lot of blush, especially if you're going to be taking pictures. You want to put just a little more makeup than you would normally put on, just so it can stand out in pictures. I'm going to highlight my cheeks, and I'm going to use my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Luminous Light. I just got this, and it's like a super pretty natural, like champagne-y highlight. And I'm going to take a fan brush, and this is the Morphe M601, and you want to highlight just up here, the tops of your cheeks and up. This is seriously my favorite part of the entire makeup look, is highlighting the face. Okay, for lips, I'm going to take my ColourPop Lippy Stick by Kathleen Lights in the shade Lumiere. It's a really pretty, like rosy, dusty pink. So here I'm taking MAC's Snob lipstick just to add a little more pink to the center of the lips. So what I like to do to blend my falsies to my naturals is I'll go ahead and just curl them just a little bit, and that's it. And that helps them look a little more natural. Last step is setting my face, and this is my favorite makeup setting spray. I'm going to apply it in an X motion and a T motion. Bye everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye everyone. Mwah.